Was she?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you get when a bunch of artists find old books and get drunk on their fantasies for adventure and boxed wine?
The Killustrators.
A Dungeons and Dragons adventure. Last time on the Killustrators.
Come on, friends. Adventure awaits.
There's something in your possession. I can feel it.
Oh, this thing?
The puzzle box. So y'all are getting on the train.
Hell you.
You're bored. It's going to be a 2.5 day trip on the way to Coombe. The puzzle box, for all intents and purposes, seems fucking indestructible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, putting your hat dongle up next to it, the puzzle box does react to the silver dongle, attaches itself to the box.
Okay.
So now, the puzzle box is actually workable. You can do things with it now using that handle.
I can sense you want me to leave, so I will do this now.
Yeah, but before you go...
Yes.
I really can't shake the feeling that we've met before.
And your next stop is a place called River's End. It's generally not a very noteworthy town. It's just sort of a regular-ass town. Aside from a riverboat tour to Coombe via the river. A train conductor is coming down the cars saying that there's a problem on the tracks ahead, so everybody has to get off the train.
Okay, so we are taking the riverboat tour.
Hooray! So the boat is getting loaded up and boarding. You guys board your nice little riverboat. So you guys are on the boat. Everything's all prepped. There are a lot of excited, touristy-looking motherfuckers. They're all hanging out all along the edges of the deck.
And the boat starts moving.
Cool.
Who has the puzzle box at this point? Does Oswalt?
Oswalt still has
And
it.
he's fiddling with it still.
Put it down. Put that man's face down.
Knack places his hand on Oswalt's arm and says,
This is a magic item. We should not fiddle with it.
Oswalt rolled an 11 to fiddle with it.
After some struggle, it feels like you almost doing something wrong, but eventually another link comes loose and clicks out. Hooray.
That could have been
Knack sees that and goes,
Stop it.
There are magic items that can destroy cities. We don't know what this is.
But we can find out if we open it. And I mean, everything's working out just fine for us, so...
For now.
Knack says as he shuffles away.
Oswald respects his friends and puts it away.
Oh. Since Art met everyone at the boat this morning, he's been looking, fairly uneasy. And he's now very much sitting on the interior of the boat, just seemingly, lost in thought. He's very much not engaging with what we are doing right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the deck, some of the employees are directing people towards some of the sites along the river. There's just a whole lot of nice nature scenery.
Oh.
Every now and again, and by every now and again, I mean exactly once, there is one very large statue that was made in honor of Victor Viel along the river.
Knack is with the tour
Riverside.
crowd, and he's got his little notepad, and he's taking notes.
Partway through the journey, another Thrycreen actually, is making his rounds around the ship, or along the boat, and making sure everything is right, and every now and again speaking to some of the employees, and making sure everything's going smoothly. And he is the captain of the boat. He's got a crack along his facial carapace that, kind of serves as a scar. One of his antennas is broken and short. And he's smoking a pipe.
But he's dressed. He's in full uniform.
He is. He's got an ascot, and he's got a captain's hat.
He's very cute. I like him.
Knack,
and he's got a pocket watch.
Knack puts his hands on his cheeks and just stands admiring this captain.
Aw, Knack in love.
At one point, he's just got one foot up on the railing of the ship, and he's just looking out over
This
everything.
guy is the coolest dude Knack's ever seen.
On his hip, he's got a fucking boss-looking dagger, and it looks old as hell.
Holy fuck!
Is this just Captain Morgan?
Yes.
Something like that.
Cool. But like a Thrycreen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knack, as the captain's standing like that, Knack takes his notepad and starts sketching him.
You drawing him like one of your French bugs?
No, he's got his clothes on. He's a captain.
Oh my god.
I don't know
cool.
what's going on in Knack's mind.
No, he's
He's
looks really
imagined
awesome.
what it looks like naked.
Yeah. So
Horrible.
just a Thrycreen.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just a visual that is very striking to Knack, and he is sketching the scene.
And Knack can tell by looking at this Thrycreen that he's older for a Thrycreen, so he's like 15.
15. Aw,
You know? Yeah. You know,
he's lived.
he's lived life.
Those 15 all years of life, dude.
Knack is a fan.
Aw. Okay. 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 Okay.
He's too shy to approach
Aw.
at the moment.
That's so sad. What is everyone else doing on this magical boat ride? It's very calm, very slow. The river is beautiful and clear.
I mean, Brix was yelling at Oswalt to put that guy's face down. But I guess once he puts it away, she, like, object permanences it away. She's just like,
She forgets it exists.
No, not literally.
She stops caring because
Yeah.
it's out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly. No one's poking at it, so it's not really a problem anymore. So I guess she's just kind of, like, watching the water and stuff like that. And
Every now and again, a salmon jumps out of the water and
she's
Brix
like,
like,
"Yeah."
Brix almost falls into the water from trying to catch them.
I would say Oswald's probably chilling somewhere, taking a nap. He's on vacation, as
Yeah.
far as he's concerned.
all right, fair enough. Cool. All right. Knack would probably be the most excited about this detail, but on the boat, the majority of the people working it, like maintaining it and like doing everything on the boat, are all Thrycreen.
That's dope.
Hooray! And he's just amped
Knack is overwhelmed
to be
with joy.
surrounded with
Yeah.
ants.
He is very excited.
Yay!
He begins going around and meeting the crew.
Okay.
Leaving the captain for last because the captain is intimidating him, and it's too cool for Knack.
Okay. So you're just chatting up with people?
Yeah, he's just going around and being like, "Hi, how did you get this job? What? I mean,
So from talking to people, the majority of the people who are working on the boat and maintaining it were actually the same people who built this boat.
yeah,
It was commissioned from Novum, the country directly to the south of Cassel,
yeah."
which is populated primarily by Thrycreen, and they're
Next.
great at building boats.
Yeah, Knack's well aware of his like racial heritage, the fact that like they generally are in the swamps and they build boats. But this is the first time he's ever met them. He's only ever heard of them. He grew up in the more like religious countries.
Yeah.
So he's stoked. He's like a fanboy of everyone on this boat.
Oh, yeah. And they're just as excited to like explain this
Yeah.
because they also have not met a Thrycreen from outside of the country.
Yeah. Knack finally builds up a little bit of courage and pulls out his notepad and his pen, and he shuffles up awkwardly to where the captain is, like behind him, so the captain doesn't even see him coming. He's like,
Excuse me.
or
Yeah.
no, not in that voice.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, nerd Knack.
Yeah.
So cute. Turns around. He's like, "Yes, son. Hello."
Hi. I am from Bell. I am of the Druid clan of the Life God. I grew up far away from the home country, and I can't help but notice all of the Thrycreen aboard this ship, and I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Absolutely, my son. I myself am actually no stranger to being abroad.
Oh, really?
I was...
As a guy.
Yes, I used to captain a ship that carried freight and cargo all over the islands and all over the land.
Wow, golly, that sure is cool. I'm a student, and I was just wondering if we could have a little interview, possibly.
Of course. Although I do have to get back to the cabin soon.
I won't take up too much of your time.
All right then.
Knack proceeds to ask the captain a bunch of questions. Where do you come from? What's it like working here? Stuff like that.
Okay. So, to summarize, he does come from Novum originally, but he spent most of his life traveling around and making shipments and stuff. He's not so much a shipwright himself, but he is a very experienced captain. Mm-hmm. And that ship that he was talking about, he at one point got attacked by pirates, which is how he got the crack in his carapace. Mm-hmm. He did manage to defend his ship, but shortly after that incident, he sort of retired and came to work here on the riverboat, just as so he can still keep working on a boat, but has a more chill kind of lifestyle and doesn't have to worry about a whole lot. And he frequently goes back down to Novum to see his family and all that.
Cool. That answers two of his questions, which were, do you see any action? And where'd you get that scar?
Cool.
And lastly, he looks at the dagger that he has.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, that dagger looks like it has a story. Where did that come from?
That dagger has been passed down in his family for a long, long time.
Oh.
Yeah. It belonged to one of the founders of the city that he's from in Novum. And that was one of his ancestors. And yeah.
Knack finishes taking notes. He writes very fast. Thank you so much. This has been very, very eye-opening. It's really nice to meet you.
Of course. Now I have to get going, but it was great to meet you.
Thank you.
And it's always so nice to see a young Thrycreen so interested in the world.
Knack just puts his hands on his cheeks again and just doesn't know what to say.
Captain Graka gives you a playful little
fist bump?
Yeah, or punch on the shoulder. He's as he walks away. He doesn't say much as he walks away, but he just gives you a reassuring little nudge.
Aw, Knack has his own Duncan now.
Yeah.
Captain Graka.
Knack, did they have this interview at the front of the ship?
Yeah.
He said he had his foot up on the thing. Knack looks out over the river. He knows where he comes from.
Yeah.
And he feels strangely at home in this singular moment.
That's really nice. So, as Captain Graka leaves shortly after he gets back to the cabin, you can see before you the large expanse of water, which is known as Coombe Pond. So you guys are approaching Coombe and the end of your tour. Hooray! Art feels great about this.
Art feels great.
Me too.
Art feels fantastic.
Scarlet feels minimally about this.
What is
Scarlet feels like she is ready to get
Scarlet
off
is
the boat.
upset.
Yeah. She's been sitting there reading a book, but if you would approach her, close enough, you can hear her whispering every 5 minutes. It's so slow. It's so slow.
Are there trees in Coombs?
Let me show you a map of thing. So, you guys just came from the river. You passed under a drawbridge. So, Coombe is right by the pond. There is some farmland to the north and the south. The south one is across the river. Directly west of the northern farmland is a bunch of woods, which the part of it also serves as a fruit orchard. The west half, by the docks, is primarily a fishing community. In the middle of the town is a large marketplace, and then the east half is more industrial and more research-based, and it's also home to a very large research institute, which Professor Withersby is associated with. And just north of that is the train station, which the train station is a little bit larger and kind of also acts as a pseudo guild hall.
Neat.
Yeah! So what do? You guys have arrived, the boat is docked, People are disembarking. You guys are at your destination.
Cool. What time is it?
It's a little bit before noon.
Okay. Cool. As we get off the boat, Art is, I'm gonna say, doing his best, just not really to like make eye contact with anyone too much. But he's,
Goodness me.
yeah, going to very abruptly say that, you know, we're already running late. I think we should just go and figure out where we need to be and map this place out and do what we need to do and go.
Okay.
Knack nods.
All right. Okay. So.
Knack,
Shut up, Brix. Jesus
Knack
Christ.
turns back to the boat and waves to all the people on the boat and gives them a bunch of finger snaps.
They're all waving back.
Oh. Knack is,
Except for Captain Gurkha, who just kind of gives you like a little salute.
that means
Nice.
more than anything. And Knack is in good spirits.
Yay! That's
Just in
good.
time to go to the woods.
Yeah.
So you guys are in Coombe now.
Yeah, cool.
Everybody's favorite place, especially Art's.
It's Art's favorite place.
Favorite place. It's his favorite place.
Stop saying that.
Knack puts a hand on Art's shoulder and says,
You okay?
He kind of twitches as you touch him, and he's, I'm fine. Like, let's go.
Knack recoils and is very sensitive to that kind of reaction, so he's just like,
Aw.
he kind of shrinks a little bit. And as we walk away from the bank of the river, I grab a stone off the ground.
Okay.
Okay.
But why?
Put that in your back pocket.
Alright, you got a rock. Poor Knack. Poor Art.
No, Knack was addicted to art.
When?
The night before.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean,
Art's used to it.
yeah.
Everyone's kind of being a dick to everybody right now.
Yeah.
It was mentioned that the train station was an extension of the guild. We should probably go there and...
Kind of. The train station is like a pseudo guild hall. It's acting as one.
But we should probably report in and go to where we need to go.
Yeah. Right next to the train station is that big research institute
I
that
was
I
gonna say,
mentioned before.
If
Oh,
anything,
yeah.
we should be headed to the Research Institute since it's a private contract.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay.
Oswald's kind of antsy and a little bored, so when people aren't looking, he's fucking with that puzzle box. Because he doesn't want to freak people out, but he also is... Roll something good for me for once.
No, that was good. You got 2 more links.
How far through it am I?
There's still quite a bit to go, but you're seeing more of the thing, but you can't make out what's in the middle.
Okay.
It's just yellow.
I would say just casually roll, because he's constantly picking at him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Whenever he
roll
gets a second.
intermittently, yeah.
You motherfucker. Knack's got serious qualms with that. He knows a lot about magical items and that you don't fuck with them when you don't know what they are.
Brix is just mad that you keep fucking with that thing.
That's why Oswald's doing it when nobody's looking. See, here's the thing. This is the blind spot for Oswald. He doesn't want to upset his teammates.
We know.
So
Still
he's
very curious.
but he's still extremely curious, and he's feeling a little overconfident because of all the stuff that you guys have went through and kind of come out on the other end. So he's got a what's the worst that can happen vibe to it.
Nice.
Because also keep in mind,
Oh god.
Oswald hasn't experienced any of the otherworldly shit that you guys have, including the void shit and the arm shit.
Yeah.
Or talking to God.
Or talking to God. I've just almost died and then didn't.
Knack glares at him and it has a very angry face, but since he has a mask on, you can't. It's just a happy fucking fox mask.
Oswald sees Knack looking at him and smiles and waves.
Aw.
Knack does the
As you guys are-
I got my eyes on you hand gesture.
Oswald doesn't understand what that means.
Next time Knack fucking sees that shit, he's confiscating the fucking the
This is
box.
gonna be
Good.
bad. Alright, so you guys are now at the entrance of the Research Institute, which is just kinda like this big building, and as usual there's a reception desk out front.
Is there anything new to glean from this?
Well, assuming that you guys go and explain that you are working a job for Professor Withersby.
Yeah.
Then you are
Gives a
greeted.
refresher.
Then you're greeted by a human man of like 28 maybe, who introduces himself as Garrett, and he used to be Withersby's assistant, and he's now working as a senior researcher out of Coombe.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fancy.
So as he comes around the corner and introduces himself to you guys, he kind of, he's doing other things. He's got like a book in his hand. He's got like a pen behind his ear and all that. I was told a while ago that Withersby intended to send some team by, but I expected them to be like employees of the museum, though I suppose guild members kind of make sense. It's not a charted area or anything, so people more geared towards danger or exploration or something kind of makes sense, I guess.
If there's monsters, you'll be happy you have us.
Exactly, yeah. So I can't say I'm unhappy with this decision. I didn't know when you guys might be stopping by, but here we are. So that's good. Okay, so is there anything you specifically needed from me, or is it just kind of...
Point us where to go.
Okay, so again, a long while ago, I was asked to summarize all the notes from all our findings, which kind of led us to assume that there was something there. So I'll just give those over to you guys so you have some reference to work from. And he goes through his little book of things, and he's flipping through pages, and he pulls out some pages and hands them over to you guys, whoever wants to take them.
Yoink.
All right.
All right, well,
Brix
great.
has the papers.
The illiterate one has all the papers.
Yep.
Great, cool. Yep.
Marvelous. And again, uncharted area, and those are all the hints that we have as to anything being there. All we just really, if there's anything there, if you can find it, that'd be great. If you can jot down whatever it is or notes, that'd be amazing. And it would be super fantastic if you could make a map of the area. So, great. Thanks so
Next
much.
on that.
Awesome.
Cool.
Knack is pretty confident that he can locate what needs to be found. He's very good at this kind of thing.
Okay.
Navigating through forests is like navigating through an open field to him. So he can...
Yeah. Well, he's from the forest, yeah, so
Yeah.
makes sense. All right, well, happy trails, I guess. I don't know what you say in this kind of situation. Oh, hi, Scarlet.
Hey, you're still this bad at it, huh?
Well...
You work with people.
Yeah.
Get better. She just leaves.
Better. Get good scrub.
Supposed to just be working with old stuff. I don't know. I'm not great at talking to people.
Knack nods respectfully and walks out.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Now you guys have notes. Add them to your inventory, please.
Cool.
You've got a stack of papers.
Anyone gonna read those?
With a bunch of summarized notes.
I feel like all the paperwork should go to Knack because he's the nerd.
Yeah, Brix has just got them. She's holding them upside down, and she's just like,
I didn't. This is
yes,
a terrible picture book.
and she's just throwing them.
Knack's grabbing them with all of his arms and puts them back in order.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they're numbered.
Well, it's just a bunch of excerpts from research notes and journals and things. So it's just, they've pretty much condensed and summarized all the important things that actually reference something being there, right?
Right.
As like a footnote, pretext before you start reading, it does say that a lot of the journals and things that these are taken from were damaged just from being old as fuck.
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of it was illegible, so a lot of this is just snippets that they were able to get.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. Are we heading straight for the woods?
Yep.
Outskirts of town?
Yep.
Alright, so getting there, there's the drawbridge, so you have to cross the drawbridge. After you get across, you can either follow the road, which does head southward a little bit, or you can just make a beeline straight south, because the road goes southeast a bit, or you could just cut across the field and go straight south.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. pull this
Knack,
back up.
I feel confident in beelining straight for the woods.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the trails are necessary.
No.
We're going into uncharted territory anyways.
So the notes, the snippets go. First one is hidden beyond a maze of water, stone, and trees. That's the first one. It's very short. Second is they'd gone there once to save us already. Perhaps we will be safe there now. This is the second. Third is a meeting place in the forest for the wisest among us. Fourth, immortalized the accomplishment in the place wherein it occurred. Fitting, no? Fifth, what will become of the temple now? Perhaps we should head south on the morrow. Through its hollow, we found a perfect place. Here we will work. We will find a way. And the last one is a rather fine place to work, though a bit hidden. That twisted tree has come to serve as a decent enough landmark, however. So there are your hints.
Great.
Yay!
One of the first hints sounded almost like a waterfall hint, but anyway. Knack clenches a fist with his metal arm and kind of glares at all the trees, takes a deep breath with his eyes closed, and walks into the forest.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's a big field between you and the forest right now.
Well, thank you, Jeph.
Oh, no, I said that before. You can cut through the field or you can follow the road.
Starts taking a step and suddenly at the beginning, glitches at the beginning of the
And then all of the tension is just drained from the scene as it zooms out and there's still a fucking 100-foot walk to the forest. Great, cool.
It's a very hilly field. Only small little bushels and things, like the occasional flower among the grass as you make your way across.
It says,
Are you eating the flowers?
Yeah. It says we'll start our trek on the morrow, which makes me think that there might be some sort of hint that happens in the morning, but I'm not sure. Let's go.
Okay.
We're going now.
Yeah, it's like early afternoon. You guys are headed over. Great.
Oh, nice.
All right. Among the hills, you get to the top of one, and at the foot of it, you see a tiny little shack as you guys are making your way towards the forest.
Oh, how quaint.
A little shack. It's got some firewood piled up outside.
Is this anything that is familiar to me or no?
No.
Because Oswalt's generally excited to be here and is not doing a good job in reading the room, he's following Art because he assumes Art is also gung-ho.
Since he's in a rush.
Oh, no.
Knack stops. He looks around to his nearby surroundings and finds a willow plant and pulls the willows off the plant.
Ouch.
And he...
I mean...
He, places his hands over them, rubs his hands over it, and blows them away. And he casts Owl's Wisdom on himself, which increases his wisdom by 4. So now he can follow clues more.
Making your way, you are now in front of the entrance of the forest. Looking in, you can very, very easily see that it is a very dense forest. Looking in, you can barely see past any trees, just a short bit into the forest.
Right.
And you're now at the entrance of it where the trees are just kind of dotted around. Also, despite being very bright outside, pretty dark in the forest.
Okay.
Not that
I
it
would
matters
imagine-
fucking any of you, because you all can see in the dark, but...
Well, except for Oswalt.
yeah.
I can see shit.
I mean, it's still light enough that you can see, but it's just,
The canopy.
shockingly dark because the canopy is so thick.
Yeah, it's thick with 2 C's.
Thick.
Yeah.
Knack casts Speak with Animals and place honey on the ground and says, explains what we're looking for. And he just thinks honey would be happier on the ground in this situation and just lets him go.
What the fuck?
Honey he'll find his way back. He's fine. He's got track. He can actually smell things and find things better than I can, so it's
Yeah. Where did I put my... Oh, yeah, there it is.
And as Knack moves forward, he seemingly glides over roots, sections of thorn bushes, anything like that. He just glides through it. He doesn't give a fuck, and nothing holds him back.
Would you say the forest is as dense, denser, or not as dense as the mining things? Like when it started to get really, really bad, and we.
Oh, when it was. At the moment, it's about as dense as the upper levels when you were in the mine, when it was more or less fine.
Mm-hmm. So traversable, just a little pain in the buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit tight.
Brix.
Honey ran ahead and is currently scratching himself on a tree.
Aww.
You can, yeah.
He's doing that the bear dance?
Yeah.
Nice.
My baby, he can do whatever he wants.
Now that we are in and approaching the forest, Art's thin veneer of confidence is gone.
Great.
He's just oh no. Like, he is not built for this kind of mission. He doesn't want to be here. Like, there's just so much.
Brix holds out her paw and she's like,
You want me to hold your hand?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
This is the first time he's ever been mad about anything.
But that's very cute. Out of character. That's very cute.
Oswalt kind of takes notice that Art's freaking out a little bit, and Oswalt looks over and it's just like, come on, Art. We're in a forest. There's a temple. What's the worst thing that could ever happen in a forest and a temple?
So many things.
I doubt it. And Oswald's just quickly walking through all the shit.
I cast Knowledge Nature.
Okay.
Or not cast. I roll Knowledge Nature. It's a skill.
Yeah.
Just to get my bearings. I get a 19. Knack kneels down on one knee, takes a handful of soil.
Yeah.
Basically, this is the entrance to the woods, so I'm not expecting to find anything until we go way further south.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm just kind of taking note of people who've been here, animals that have passed through recently.
At this place where you are right now, as far as people, things like elves and humans and shit, it's been fairly well traversed right here. As for animals and things, a lot of small woodland creatures like chipmunks and squirrels, little birds and things,
Velociraptors,
couple foxes, a velociraptor or two, T-Rex, minus the dinosaurs, and a bear.
Cool.
So normal woodland shit.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
Maybe a moose.
Let's go. Let's travel deep into the woods, and then I'll start
deep
pulling
into
out
the
some
woods.
spells.
So
I was just going to say Oswald's got his machete out and is just kind of trekking forth into the deeper woods.
Okay. Question. There is, currently in front of you, there is a path towards the west and a path east. Honey is currently scratching himself on a tree in the eastern path.
Honey's doing some stupid shit right now. I know Honey. I'm not going to take
He's itchy, dude.
anything that he does as a sign of a direction we should go.
Spends all day hanging out in a ghillie suit. He's itchy.
Covered in bugs.
Knack would feel comfortable being basically right in the center of this forest. As far deep as we can go would be the best for me.
But which way do you go?
South?
Yeah.
Just straight ass south.
So you're going to just go cram yourself in these dense patch of trees that's directly in front of you?
No, well,
because both paths are leading south.
Yes,
just one's on the west side and one's on the east side.
I'm going to take the west. As I travel, whenever Knack takes a step, even dragging his cloak behind him, he doesn't break a twig. He doesn't move a leaf or a blade of grass. Nothing seems to change as he travels.
That's okay. Brix is here fucking everything up for you.
What's this? Bleh.
Snap.
Gross. Bleh.
All right.
Is that chipmunk punch?
Jeez.
I
Okay.
hate your Christmas albums.
Punch.
Wow, rude. You approacheth this secondary crossroads in the forest.
Right.
Crossroads, so to speak. As you get to it, you startle some birds who clearly aren't used to people being around here, and they fucking fly up into the canopy, and you don't see them again. One squirrel is just kind of hanging out on the ground looking at you like, fuck, what you doing here? This is my house.
I cast Speak with Animals, and at this point we're still early on in our trek, so it would almost be pointless for me to use this now, but I lean down Brix! I lean down and look at the little squirrel. And I say, little friend.
Punch.
I punch him. Bitch!
He flies up into the canopy.
I say,
Moving on.
little friend, I'm seeking ruins. I'm looking for a sign of ancient human civilization.
Okay.
Have you seen anything not of these woods in these woods? It's okay if you don't have an answer.
Spit it out or
I
I'm
just
gonna
thought I'd
eat
ask.
you.
Oh.
And Brix looms menacingly, as much as like a fucking cat can.
Okay.
I reassure him that he if he doesn't know anything, it's fine. I'm not.
Now I'm gonna eat you.
Well, strangest place I can think of is that way.
And he points directly south.
Cool. Thanks, little friend. I look in my nearby surroundings and I gather up fallen nuts that I know he has to search very hard for, and
Oh.
I offer them to him.
He takes them gladly and runs up his tree, and he drops one, and then comes back down and grabs it and runs back up.
What a guy. Cool. I continue.
So the path that the squirrel pointed to gets real narrow, so the trees and their roots get real snug along this path.
Are you okay with traveling through here?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, this,
Anyone in heavy armor
I-
might have difficulty.
I don't have heavy armor, but I am probably just by virtue of being myself going to have difficulty.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Art is out of
That's so,
sorts,
just so sad.
and he's also bad at
an
moving.
awkward boy.
So is everyone able to get through that narrow passageway, or?
Debatable.
Yeah.
It'll just take, I mean, I think, well, Knack wouldn't really have any trouble since he is so used to the forest. But, like, in theory, since he's the biggest, he would have the most trouble. And then, I guess,
I'm just gonna go through the tree.
yeah, you can literally just step through them.
Just no clipping through the trees?
Yeah. I'm
And-
bugging through it.
Art, I think, would have the most trouble.
Yes, probably.
So, considering Knack's fucking tree prowess, as well as Scarlet's, you guys make it through pretty easy.
Well, before I do,
Yeah.
I take the stone that I collected earlier
Mm-hmm.
and I cast. Where is that? Oh, stone shape. I cast stone shape on this little stone, and I pass it to Art. The stone has taken a tiny little sculptured form of Art in a triumphant pose,
Aww.
and I say,
Why?
I'm sorry for yesterday. I know this is hard for you. This is for you. Be strong.
In spite of himself, I think Art smiles and takes it
Aw.
and says, "Thank you, Knack. It's very kind."
Knack nods, and then
And then
drifts
ditches
through
his
the
ass.
trees like there's nothing in front of him.
Cool.
Okay. Honey is fine because he's little.
Cool. I'll do one of my famous dexterity rolls.
Yes, please. Thank
He has
you.
this figure in his hand the whole time, and now he's like,
great.
Okay, I can do
Nothing
it.
could go
because
wrong.
next time he trips, he only has one hand to put on.
Excuse
Oh
me.
no!
Excuse
Knocks
me.
out all
You
these
have a
teeth.
miniature of Art now in your inventory.
Oh, I do. I need to write that down.
Can we say that it just looks like
It just
Art's
looks exactly
mini?
like
Yeah.
Art's
Mini,
mini.
yeah.
oh
Oh, I can't roll it there. That's not a place to roll. What does this say? Hey, that's not so
a
bad.
12?
+2.
Okay,
19.
okay. So it's a little bit slow, but you don't get snagged on anything. But you
Nice.
do make it through without any real issues. So that's nice. May I get one from? I mean, fucking Brix. It doesn't matter.
No?
Your
Okay.
dexterity's so fucking ridiculous. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're gonna pass regardless. But may I have one from Oswalt, please?
He got it.
Oh yeah.
Well, hold on. 16 plus 2, 18.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. No one's
You guys
dead
are
yet.
so
Things are
fucking
looking up.
closely.
We're kicking the shit out of these trees.
Oh yeah, you are.
What do you say about my family?
All right, so path is just kind of twisting around for a while. Gets a little bit weird, a little disorienting, being so tight and winding.
Yep.
Until you get to another open area, shockingly open for, how dense all these woods are.
Yep.
Thus far, with another crossroads. This one leading straight west and straight east.
Even though Knack is a little unsure of the way to go, he exudes confidence to the rest of the team and just points south and continues on.
Okay. But there is no path straight south. There's just a path west and east right now, where you are. It's just like a solid tree wall.
Give me a sec.
The only ones that could possibly squeeze through there are Brix and honey, and that's like maybe. Like these trees are like practically growing together at this point.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. What?
I might be able to.
I mean, get in between trees. You could just go through them.
Knack sits down and tries to think very hard.
I want to go into the tree and go all the way up.
Oh, yeah.
I want to scour the forest from above.
Okay.
To see if anything pokes out that is in a tree.
Okay.
I want to see what I can see from the very...
Well, funny enough, the only thing that does poke out is trees, but in a big ring south of where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you can orientate yourself if you... you can see roughly where that is, and it is in a suspiciously perfect ring shape.
Wouldn't she be able to see which path would lead closer towards that ring?
Well,
Well, one's going straight east and one's going straight south. Neither of them are going directly towards the path. And the canopy is really, really thick.
Yeah.
So it's like being up on top of the trees, it just looks like one gigantic canopy of tree. But the only really way to differentiate the paths in the trees is when you're on the ground.
Okay.
But there's a part that has no trees.
I didn't realize that.
There's a part that has no trees. It's just a ring of trees.
Yeah.
No. It still has trees there. But there's a bit where it looks like it's kind of like elevated, or they've like grown more intentionally in a ring to like cover this one spot.
Okay.
It's a little bit southwest of where you are.
Okay.
Mostly south. It's like southwest, yeah.
So I take Honey in my arms, and I hold him up to look me in the eyes. And I tell him to find a way south for us. I still have speak with animals.
Yeah. So
find a way south that all of us can fit through. Go, my friend. And I send him off, and I sit down on the ground.
When you put him back on the ground, he runs around in circles for a little bit. Like, you can't really decide whether to go east or west. And he stops for a second and sniffs at the air. And then he takes off going west.
Oh, well, there he goes.
Yeah.
I suppose we should follow him maybe and not wait for him to come back, because he's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So, let's go.
We're following the badger, huh?
To be fair, it's what we usually do.
Wow. For a second, you guys prepare and start stepping off to the west when Honey comes racing back, panicked.
Oh!
I pull out my weapon.
Yeah.
And Honey is now running in circles around your feet, Knack.
I take him into my cloak.
I like excited Honey.
Is he scared or is he excited? Because
Well,
it's very different.
He's very scared.
Well,
He's excitable.
He could be looking forward to a fight.
He's a beefy boy.
This is true.
He's getting stronger before my very eyes.
Not much can stand in his way.
Well,
his muscles grow every day.
he can't
The
kill
forest.
much, but he can endure a lot.
Yeah, he's a much better tank than I am.
I think he has more HP than any of us.
He does.
It's,
as far as I know.
I think it's 27 or 33 with rage.
Yeah, I have 24 HP. He has more health than me.
1 second.
And he levels up with me.
Yeah, my HP is appalling, so...
And I still haven't given him skill points. I can level up his skills.
What the
a
fuck?
character. He's basically another character in our party. It's just that he's not very strong in his current state.
So, you guys are now at the entrance of this clearing sort of thing. Canopy still stretches out over top of you. It's a little bit lighter here because it's a little bit thinner. And you find yourself amongst just a mess of different elevated rocks and streams, all crisscrossing and things. Yeah. And
a pretty little area.
In the middle of all this nonsense...
Oh, fuck off. It's the
it's
bear, isn't it?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's a very angry bear.
It's that one bear.
It's that one
Is that
bear.
the bear that we threw in the pit way back when, or was that a guild bear?
No,
that was a guild bear.
That was Duncan's bear.
There was a guild ranger, and it was his pet.
I don't know.
You guys are faced with a fucking angry ass fucking bear.
Knack was hoping
Shit,
for
dude.
not an Umber Hulk.
An Umber Hulk would be bad news.
Art's just gonna like elbow Knack and be like, "You can do something about that, right?"
I'll do it, dude.
Yeah, I can talk to it too.
Knack remembers his training.
Let's go good cop, bad cop in this bitch, Knack.
Oswald's got his machete. He's like, I could do something about this.
What's the bear doing when we see it?
Currently, it's just kind of scrounging around on one of the streams.
What? Does he look healthy? Does he look like he's
He
okay?
looks rather healthy.
He looks big and husky? Okay,
He looks large and strong.
that's actually good for us.
Large
Is
and in
it?
charge. Okay,
Yeah.
many salmon.
Oh,
Because it
he's
means
not
that
like...
he's not starving.
Yeah, and angry.
We could
But he
possibly,
could be territorial.
So, we could go about this two ways. I could try to reason with him. Or we could try to scare him.
Try to reason with him first.
Yeah.
And then
That's
after
the way
that-
I want to do it.
And then after that, he's getting fucking decapitated.
Okay. My speak with animals has worn off at this point.
Yeah.
Oh
Correctamundo.
no, wait, I can cast it again. It's a low level spell. Does he notice us?
He notices Honey first.
Oh, so he sees Honey.
Yeah.
What
He saw Honey before and he smells him.
Is he just kind of, dopey, like sniffing the air or whatever?
As soon as he notices that you are there with Honey, he is more alert.
Okay.
And approaching you.
I'm wearing with my ghillie suit. I slink across the ground towards Honey and get between me and the bear.
Okay.
And Honey. So I'm now, like, blocking, so he can't see Honey anymore.
Yes.
And I put out my hands towards him, and I slowly start moving towards the bear. I say, hello there, King of the Forest. I am very sorry to disturb you. I know that things are rough for you in this forest. I am seeking passage, and I do not want to anger you or cause you any disturbance. Are we encroaching on your territory? We can turn back.
Yes, and there is no passage here for you.
No passage. I look back at the party and I'm like, oh.
How observant is this bear?
Oh god, he has nothing to steal.
I don't want to steal.
What do you mean, how observant is he?
You're
He's a
gonna
bear.
shank him in the darkness.
Yeah, a little
see.
bit.
What are you trying to do here?
I want to sneak up behind him
Mm-hmm.
and maybe stab him in his guts. Or in the back, maybe, perhaps.
Brix. Brix.
I have
Get
speak to
back.
animal as a special ability.
Yeah. You can both try and speak to him if you want.
Alright, let me try that.
We will
Okay.
pass through,
No.
and you will allow it,
Yeah,
or
do
you
it,
will
do it.
die.
But real quick, are you trying to do your thing? Because you
I'll
can
let
try
them-
to move silently.
Yeah, I'm going to let them talk to him first.
Okay.
I say,
Just because I figure
I
Mac
am-
might not like it if I, stab his cool friend or whatever.
His cool bear friend?
Yeah.
I'm one with the forest. Although my friends might not seem like they are, they're with me. I speak for the forest. I do not wish any harm on it or your family. I just wish to pass through for my own good, for my own purposes.
Is Knack the Lorax?
I speak for the forest.
I just know how to suck up to fucking animals.
Fair enough.
You seem mighty. You seem powerful. You seem capable of destroying us if you wish. We are servants to you. However, we just wish to...
Yeah.
We're seeking an ancient civilization. We don't wish any harm on you. Will you please allow us to find it? If you don't, the wisdom of this civilization may be lost forever.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do not care
vow...
for your civilization or your wisdom. This is my house.
I turn to the party and I say...
stare from behind, like...
I turn to the party and I say, "Bear's a dick. We might have to kill it."
What the...
Or...
That was
Or diplomacy.
Can I walk up to this bear, please?
You can approach the
Before
bear.
this poor Knack gets killed as well. On his own. By this bear. Excuse me, bear?
More of you.
Do you live here?
Yes.
Do you think you reign this forest?
Yes.
Will you not let us pass?
No.
Why not?
It's my house and you're intruding. This is my home.
This is your forest.
It's my forest.
Move aside.
How dare you?
I am the forest. Move aside. Move!
You have enraged the bear.
Yeah, she's just shaking a stick at him. Yeah, her eyes start glowing.
Stop it! It's loud.
Move!
Ah.
Move!
You move!
I won't move!
Cut it out!
Alright, well...
Stop it!
Roll initiative, please.
Yes! I have a scarily high intimidation.
I hope this bear's got
Are you intimidating the bear?
Are you trying to roll intimidation, please?
Yes, I'm gonna.
Actually...
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Intimidation.
What's my dice?
You need
D20.
a D20.
Sick.
Yeah.
I'd offer you mine, but they're
And I
cursed.
think it's against their diplomacy. I'm not sure.
Kids their diplomacy.
I think so.
I mean, he doesn't have... He's a bear.
Yeah. My roll was 8.
No. What's your,
Oh, you...
Plus-
Yeah, it's plus 3. No, it's plus 8. It's
plus 8? Oh. So you rolled an 8 and it's plus 8?
Yeah, the
so
skill
you got a
modifier is
16?
3.
My god.
Yeah. It's the only thing I know how to do. Intimidate and talk people into things.
Okay, so you're shaking your stick at the bear.
Yeah, I'm
trying
like...
to scare it off so it's
Yeah.
making a jingling sound.
Yeah. My eyes are glowing, like, I'm pissed. There's probably, like, roots growing around me.
The bear is... He's not super intimidated. Like, he's not scared and running away. But he's backing off a little bit. Mostly because of the noise.
Yeah. I was shaking a stick at him.
Stop.
I don't do magic with my stick. I just do noise.
Okay.
Stop with your loud stick.
Then
And get out of my home.
kindly move aside.
Ah. He's not liking this. He's a little bit more
Can I...
I got a thing.
less
Go
sure of
ahead.
himself
Well, I
now.
was just gonna say, can I assist the intimidate?
Absolutely. Let's rattle this bear away.
I'm gonna try to add to the intimidation as well.
Well, yeah, I'll just
You
say-
have the...
I have the bonus from when I killed the dwarf.
Fuck yeah.
True, but also if you're assisting insofar as making sounds, are you just rattling the fucking puzzle
Yeah.
box?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Don't attack it.
No. Let's not fight this bear. It's just
Well, no,
annoyed.
I would say for my intimidate, I've summoned Wick, and Wick is all like
Bradley.
rattly and booga booga.
This is making things way harder.
And I rolled a 16 with a +4 to intimidate.
Okay.
So you rolled a 20.
Not a nat 20. I got a 20.
You got 20 total.
You guys are just making noise at this bear.
Yes.
Apparently.
As
Well,
long as we
they're
don't have to fight it.
distracting the bear. I want
Yeah.
to try a sneak attack on this fucking
No, don't attack him.
God damn it!
I rolled a nat
only
20
thing I'm good at.
on my
Don't attack the
intimidate
bear!
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, just because of the like handle animal thing using oh my Jesus,
Let us
It's
scare
actually-
this bear away.
it's actually working. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
Did we just fucking nope out of this fight?
You did. You noped the fuck out of this fight. The bear is just like, fine!
Let's scare him away.
Finally!
And,
we avoided combat for once in our miserable lives.
You did it!
I always knew being annoying.
Brix is just like,
I didn't get to stab nothing.
Avoided
puts a
combat.
fucking knife away.
Yeah.
All right.
Brix depressingly puts Nork away.
Yeah.
As the bear runs away, he's running towards what looks like just a thing of rock with some water pouring down over it, and he just goes through it into a pathway.
Yeah, you better run.
Well, there's no path.
Okay, so I guess that's where we're going. With the
Knack
whole rocks
looks at
and
the
water.
rest of the party and is like, "Good job."
Fantastic.
Bears
Yay.
are in Knack studies. Bears are dicks, and they rarely indulge information.
No.
And they're always assholes about things, even when they don't need to be.
Yep.
That's why the first bear fight was hard. That's why this bear fight was hard. For Knack, because he's been approaching it all wrong. He tries to just be like, "Yo, you're big and tough, but like, could you let us through?" Knack is gonna change his way of thinking when it comes to bears.
Just get yourself,
Specifically.
get yourself a very noisy stick.
Yeah. Or just gently let the bear know that you can light it on fire.
Knack is angry right now at his friends because he's been studying bears longer than they probably have.
So he's mad.
Well, I mean, you know
He's
more
mad that
about
you-
what the bears do and how they live.
I know more
But
about
they're
bears
scared
than
at
you, but yeah,
Yeah.
you guys managed to fucking actually get past this bear better than I could have. So I'm like,
Oh.
okay, fine.
It's not that your method is bad. This one was just territorial, and the other one was trained to fight.
Yeah.
Knack feels a little insecure about how well his friends handled that situation. How he's supposed to be the forest guy.
Well, you guys get some experience from dealing with that bear, and also just from navigating it all and figuring out where you're going and all that shit.
How much?
Enough to level up. So you guys are all fun and fancy free to do whatever you want. I assume you head towards that little rock face where the bear disappeared
Oh, hell
into.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So going through there, as you get closer, you realize that it's not a magic illusion or anything. It's literally just the angle that the water is falling down. It just, from a distance, the way the light is refracting, just looks like more flat rock face. So it's just this hidden tunnel that goes underground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. And as you approacheth, Honey, who's been amped this whole time,
Oh, yeah?
is kind of scratching at himself and itching
Great.
as he begins to start looking progressively larger and larger.
Wait. Excuse me?
Yep. And some twisty metal bits start poking out of his skin.
Oh no!
I run to him and kneel down and hold him, and I'm like, friend, what's wrong, friend?
As you're holding him, you can feel him like getting bigger.
Okay. Okay.
Until he's dire badger size. And is spiky as fuck. The spiky bits look shockingly like the metal tendrily bits that came out of the mines.
I'm like, no.
Like Knack's arm.
No.
Yeah, like Knack's arm.
Yeah.
Knack puts his hands over his face and says, no. No. My friend, no, not you too. Not you too.
But Honey is distraught and angry.
Oh.
And thrashing about.
Oh god.
Someone hold it.
Okay.
Yes. So mayhaps y'all should learn what non-lethal damage does.
Oh no, do we have to fight Honey?
Why, yes.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the end of another episode of the Killustrators podcast. It's me, Adam. I edit this here podcast, and I play Oswalt the Necromancer. Speaking of podcasts, I have been listening to far too many podcasts about real-life crime doings from the mob. So I started doing this voice, like, here and there around the house, for the goofs. But then it came upon me like an affliction, and now I can't stop. This may sound like all fun and games because of the, humor and everything about it, but it's actually a living hell. So please do me a favor and pray for me to set me free from this waking nightmare. Hey! Oh my God. Ooh. Well, I don't know what you did, but that sure did work, so thanks for that. As usual, music provided by Kevin McLeod of Incompetech.com. We'll have a fresh new episode all ready for you in 2 weeks, and this one will be dropping on YouTube by Friday. By Friday? On Friday. I don't know what I'm talking about. Check us out at Killustrators on Twitter if you like us. We got some shenanigans on there, and then you can find our own separate Twitters from there. Also, we have our own prompt list for Inktober this year, much like last year, and we're going to be posting a drawing a day from a member of the crew. We'll also be sharing people that do the ones on our prompt list. So if you do them, be sure to tag us and use our hashtag so we can take a gander at them and share them. It'll be a plethora of fun art to look at. So now, if you're going to follow us on Twitter, now's a great time. But what's always a great time is being in our Discord. It's full of wonderful people doing wonderful things as usual, and we play a fun little game where every Thursday after the release of an episode, we do episode bingo. And if you win, you get the prize of having me say some shit at the end of an episode. And last week, Mad Hatter Plushies won. Well, let me tell you about them, because they asked for me to talk about their plushies, which is super easy to do because they're super good. Oh my God. So first thing I want to mention about Mad Hatter Plushies, check them out on Patreon. They got great stuff up on there. They've got a patch and keychain club. You get a patch or an embroidered keychain mailed to you every month via letter mail. They also have an international version of that. One of the things that I just saw that Mad Hatter Plushies did, because I'm on their Twitter account for this very rant, is that they did the prototype that ended up becoming the plushie being sold for the Raccoon Chef for wonderful, wonderful game Overcooked, which is fantastic. So take a look at that. I mean, listen, if you got people like this getting you to do prototypes, you know they're making good stuff. I mean, for God's sakes, you go to their store, one of the first things you see is Sailor Moon-inspired Luna and Artemis kitten beanie plush. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you seriously look at this and tell me that you don't like it? Oh God, it's happening again. I'm telling you, non-stop plush from wall to wall. You gotta love it. Oh my God. Go to madhatterplushies.com, check out all the wonderful stuff that they're doing. It's so good. Now, just so you know, when you get me to say stuff, not necessarily mean you get an advertisement, but we're gonna do it for Mad Hatter Plushies because I'm a fan and they're a friend. And let me tell you, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Please make it stop. Please help it stop. You can help it stop by leaving a review on iTunes or sharing this with your friends. I know you got a lot of friends. Anyway, now that I've run that bit into the ground, and shout-outs to Lady Redhaired for reprising her role as Scarlet. Why, if Scarlet weren't here, we wouldn't get this puzzle box going, and then Oswalt wouldn't have anything to horrify the crew with. Thanks again for listening. Appreciate your time as always. We'll be back in 2 weeks with some new stuff for you, and just the fucking pinnacle of comedy for you at the end of these things. This is what happens when people leave me alone with a microphone. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay, bye.